Mismong si Pangulong Marcos nagulat nang hindi matakot sa China si Gibo. Ginanti pa niya ang Pilipinas. Base sa balitang kumakalat, walang general kay Gibo matapos pumalag sa mga konsul na Chinese. Ayon kay Defense Secretary, anong pinagsasasabi ng China na wala di umanong bisang na panalunan natin sa arbitral ruling matapos manawagan si Gibong magpasa ng Senado ng batas para mapalayas sa West Philippines yung mga Chinese.
Department of Foreign Affairs kinalagan po ang pahayag ng isang kinatawan ng China na walang bisa ang arbitral ruling na napanalunan ng bansa kaugnay sa West Philippine Sea.
May linyang ipinasok ang mga senador sa pagpapatuloy ng pagbalangkas ng panukalang Maritime Zones Bill. Kasulukuyang pinagdedebatihan ngayon ang panukala sa Senado na may layuning mas maging malinaw ang saklaw na teritoryo ng Pilipinas.
Between lines 6 and 7, insert a new paragraph to read as follows. All artificial islands constructed within the Philippine EEZ shall belong to the Philippine government.
Babala pa ni Secretary Gibo sa China, tigilan na nila ang paglalabas ng video na tayong pinapalabas na nangihimasok at pumapasok sa teritoryo nila. Kaya mas maiging tayong magpalayas kesa tayong pinapalayas nila. Dali-dali namang inatasan ni Secretary Gibo itong si Commodore Ray Vincent Trinidad na wag silang magdalawang isip na sumugot pag sinubukang kontrolin West Philippine Sea ng China.
I'd like to approach this from the long term. Hindi lamang sa local na perspective. We have to understand what the intent of China is. It is control of the South China Sea. And for this, they have the South Sea Fleet, which has a good number of vessels, submarines, and case-to-case basis, they have under their control the Coast Guard, ships, and the maritime militia. It doesn't mean if for a particular event, let's say a particular RORE mission, we don't see any interference. It doesn't mean that we have changed their general direction. We may have changed their action or their behavior, but not their character, not their broad intent of control of the South China Sea. So it might give us a false sense of security if for a particular RORE mission there was no interference. That may only be a local RORE, a localized action na maliwanag, malinis, walang interference. But again, the broad direction of China is control of the South China Sea. So what we see on our side is only what they deploy facing the Philippines. So ito ang nagko-cover ng buong South China Sea sa kanila. Again, not all of this will be seen from the Philippine side. Ito ang nagko-cover ng buong South China Sea. So it doesn't mean pag wala tayong nakita sa 9 detachments natin o sa Baho de Masinloc, ibig sabihin maayos na. All is not well. Because again, the broad intent is control of the South China Sea. The approach of China it has been termed gray zone actions. Neither white, neither black. To address gray zone actions, we have to be transparent. The rule of law is the methodology to expose the gray zone. That's why I don't anymore use the term gray zone. These are all illegal actions, not in accordance with international law, not in accordance with UNCLOS, with CUS, with COLREGs. We have to expose what they are doing. We have to assert our sovereignty and sovereign rights in an open and transparent manner. Hence, the direction of the government, of the Department of Defense and the Philippine Navy, the armed forces, is assertive transparency. All our actions are backed up by international law.
Sa kasalukuyan, nananawagan sa Senado si Secretary Gibo na ibigay sana sa kanyang buong suporta dahil wala naman siyang ibang ginusto kundi mapalakas ang buong hanay ng AFP, PCG, Navy Militar para di lang puro depensa.
So, Secretary, 16 years ago, you were named as the Philippines' youngest Secretary of Defense at 43. Now you are back to serve a second tour of duty. So, paano po yung military affairs at yung DND mismo nag-evolve over those years, Mr.
Ma'am, I think there has been really a shift in evolution. Number one, from focus, Your Honor. Focus right now is in straddling the balance between maintaining internal security and with an emphasis definitely given yung mga pangyayari po sa outside environment po natin, pinapatatag po natin ang defense posture natin. Ngayon po, ang capabilities po ng AFP ay dahan-dahan po natin hinahabol, nile-leverage po natin ang ating mga alyansa. Ngunit, ang department proper po at ibang mga support agencies po, kailangan din po ihabol po natin upang sa ganon, Your Honors, ma-manage ang mga proseso at mga infrastruktura at mga programa properly. Kaya po, kailangan na maghabol po tayo sa managerial aspect. And we'll try po to introduce management solutions to managerial problems and not military solutions to managerial problems. That is the transformation that we are trying to make, Your Honor. We are also deeply re-strategizing what we intend to do, at least in the next 5 years, Your Honor, in order not only to make the Defense Department more responsive to the outside and internal environments, but also to make more efficient our use of resources and to use po information technology to the highest extent possible. Kasi po, that follows the position of the national security cluster po that the internal threats have waned significantly. But nevertheless, Your Honor, the intensity of the need to focus on protecting our sovereignty, our sovereign rights in the exclusive economic zone and other jurisdictions of the country become more paramount now as the whole world is in a race for resources, in a race for territory, in a race for influence. Hindi po tayo pwedeng maging laid back po dito at kailangan maging compliant po dito dahil po we can and principally must use diplomacy. However, if diplomacy is not backed up by a strong spinal cord, then we will just be stymied by a greater force. The mandate now that we wish the armed forces to concentrate on is not only to guard against the islands of the archipelago and its internal waters, but to secure the peaceful, unimpeded, and unobstructed exploration of our sovereign rights over the 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone of the Republic and in all areas of the Philippines to secure our baselines, because that is the basis of an archipelagic doctrine, an archipelagic country. And thirdly, Your Excellency, Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor, even in the modernization plans, even in our strategic basing, even in our alliances, Your Honor, leveraging our alliances consistent though with the independent foreign policy stand of the Philippines, we will have to rethink where we are. And that will involve also the restructuring of our force mix and our resource mix, Your Honor. Thank you for the question, Your Honor. I'll divide the question into two. First, the state-owned enterprises and overt infrastructure. Your Honor, that's not so much a problem because we can monitor it and we have default control over it. It's the activities that we cannot see, like yung pagpasok po ng mga workers dito na dapat gawin ang trabaho po ng ating mga kababayan. Yan po ang nakakabahala. Hindi lang po hindi makatarungan para sa ating mga kababayan. Ito po ay security risk dahil may problema po tayo na mamonitorin itong mga ito, lalo na po kung labas-pasok. So, ang aking pong mas gustong malaman po at pinag-iintigan po namin ang mga covert economic activities and information activities na hindi po litaw na nangyayari. Ang dapat po natin malaman siguro po ngayon, merong pong fusion din ng external threats through internal activities po na nakadisperse po at binavalidate po natin, hindi pa po validated ito, through different activities of society under the jurisdiction of different departments. No? Kaya, because the best way to probably weaken a country is rather than an overt warlike function or disruption of your facilities is really to take control of your internal economy, internal processes, and the like. Yun po, kailangan din po ng intelligence and confidential funds ng different agencies para po mabantayan at masugpo ito.
That's all I want to put on record, Mr. Chairman, for this committee, for our members. If there's a man that is fit for the job of Defense Secretary, I think he's not just qualified, but he's overqualified for the job. So with that, he has my full 1,000% support, Mr. Chairman.
Congratulations, Secretary.
Ngayon, ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.